Hello, everybody. Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners on the file by Chino. So to get going in Bitcoin, we had their first rotation rotating back up. We had 11,171, which we hit off, went back to rotation zone, rotated back up. Next major cluster, 11,288, which we spiked through. And then what we also had was a big reverse scan box on the daily chart that we came up with that gave us a 11,511. So let's see what we got up to. We got up to 11,530. So that was a pretty nice call right now. It's pulled back to the 8 and the 12.5% retracement level. This is getting a little aggressive. We like to see between about 3 and 5 pullbacks. We got a couple in here, a couple here. We 8 pushing the price also. So we have 1, 2, 3. This is getting into 4 to 5 territories, getting a little extended. Doesn't mean it can't go higher. What we'll do is we'll come up with some new levels here. We'll drag this one over here. And let me actually just redo it. For some reason that didn't come through right. Let me do one to here. There we go. So that gives us that level. Let me remove this. We can also do some bigger levels up to here and really see the big picture should it keep pushing higher. And all right, and we can also, you could, if you wanted to, go from the last one. What we're really looking for is cluster areas. So now we're watching for a pullback. Next key pullback level I'll be watching for about 11,064 to about 11,000. If we don't hold here, again, this is getting overextended, so we're watching for another key pullback and then a rotation back up. You can always draw some nice trend lines. These are both path trend lines. If you don't know how to draw those, you can go to the YouTube channel, and we have like 3 videos on trend lines up there. So that would be your first level. We'll switch to the daily chart and see what the pullback levels are in there. But minor level for stop reduction, moving it up 11,626. Major cluster area 11,700 approximately. Then we're looking at 11,800, where we have this prior major high. That was this last major high from the 20th. And now we have again cluster just higher. So I'm calling it 11,800. And then 12,100 would be the eventual push up if this does keep moving higher. However, keep in mind, we are getting a little pulled away from the daily rotation zone. So if we have a bigger pullback right now, the bigger pullback level, we could easily pull back to 10,700 easily. Not saying we have to, just don't be surprised if we got overextended and then pulled back to at least meet the 8. And then the next level below that would be this 50% pullback from this whole run up, which would roughly wait for the 21 to come in there, which would be 10,405. So just keep that in mind. This is pulling away pretty rapidly. And if we get especially a long tailed candle, then we'll start watching for the bigger pullback. Over to Monero. Now, keep in mind that we have probably about 11 days, the 14th, until the hard fork and Monero V. So this is, people are still coming in buying it. We had this 321 level. We poked up just above it, pulled back to the rotation zone, moved up. Then we used a reverse scan box, and I'll show you this on the daily too, but from the lows on the 24 back to the highs on the 17th, which gave us the next major level of 348, which you see we got this little pause. And then we did the next, from the pause, from the move that ran that up, this should actually be there. 361 was minor level, major level 370. We hit 373, and now we've pulled back. We're now watching for a turn back up. This will probably be the official path trend line. It is not official yet until this candle closes without touching it. And again, if you want to learn more, watch our section on defining points with the trend line, but we want something like that and then a rotation back up. It's now pulled back from the most recent high to the 12.5% GAN level and then the 8. So if it doesn't turn up here, then we'll watch next key level will be about the 330 level. And if that breaks, then we'd be watching for about 313. Let's check the daily chart. Daily chart. So right now we're leaving a really long wick behind. Tail wick, whatever you want to call it. And if we pulled back to the 8 EMA and prior resistance becoming support, we'd be looking for this 313 to 318 level. So that's a key level you'll want to keep in mind, and don't be shocked if we do get a bigger pullback. This has really taken off, and now it's got some selling pressure coming in. So that's why we're not just rushing in. We're waiting for a really clear rotation back up. If it does rotate back up, the next key levels are 382 and 390, then 395. That's what we have for you right now with Monero and Bitcoin. We'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.